thanks to Need a Car, we're off to meet the Norths. You see, this car game is a family thing, and with Dad Pete leading the charge, there was little chance for his eldest Cameron. For both, it's a lifelong thing too. The bug biting early.
Yeah, probably too early. Sort of probably around the intermediate stage. The neighbour had a Trans Am up the road and I always sort of loved that sound and look of that flying past the street. And then spent most of my time in intermediate reading car magazines, and rather than doing my schoolwork, until I finally got that stage, I got my first little car.
A Torana fittingly, but one that was missing the desired power plant. A problem quickly rectified.
Mother was a bit anti sort of the old V8 scene. It was that thing in their head years ago that they were a fast car, even though they probably didn't go much quicker than anything else. Yeah, but we soon snuck that in with the old swap of the old 1900 Torana and went up to Manukau City and bought home a tea bucket for the mother to go off her nuts about. So it was a nice quiet household for a few months.
A scenario Pete ensured would be a little different with his own children.
Every time I got up to school in the morning, you had to walk through the garage and walk past both the cars that were sitting in there, and they were both old classic Holdens, so you didn't really have much of a choice.
I reckon you can't go wrong. Keeps them off the street, keeps them broke because they're spending all their money on their cars, so hopefully it cancels out that drug situation, they can't afford it. And then there's family time in the shed, whether or not that goes good sometimes. There's a bit of yelling and screaming and swearing. Then you've got your events you can do together, and it becomes a bit of competition, and later on you come home and have a few drinks and a laugh and sit around the barbecue.
You remember Pete's '67 Chevelle from last season. It wasn't exactly love at first sight, but now, with a built 454 dishing up well over 400 ponies to the treads, a very streetable package that's good for 11-second quarters, well, it's growing on him. And the Chevelle, it seems, is in pretty good company.
Well, in our eyes, it's just playground, really. We've got VK Commodores, Torana Hatches, and then you got the old VH Commodore that we built my son. There's a Monaro kicking around, and a good old HQ. You can't have a shed without a HQ Kingswood in it. Who knows, I'm still coming up, so then we can chuck another Aussie car in there.
When it comes to that love of Aussie muscle, the apple clearly doesn't fall far from the tree. I don't know what your first car looked like, but I suspect it was nothing like this. The VH was purchased before Cameron even had a license, but it sure didn't start off this slick.
I started looking on Trade Me when I was about 15, and that just having no money, but I thought I'd have a look, and then it just happened to be that we came across that one that a family friend was selling. Went and looked at it and it was tidy, so Dad brought it and I just had to work a bit more to pay for it, part-time jobs, and then once I had my license and got a job, we started to pull it apart, and then it got the full rebuild. The car had been going for about 2 years, and we did a big trip to Summernett's 31 and saw some of the cars over there, and the cars are completely different to what we have here. They're a lot tougher and a lot faster, and some of them caught my eye, and I came back and had a little bit of money sitting there and I had to borrow some. But first was the wheels, and it's got to have big wheels because everything over there has big wheels and it looks tough. With the big wheels, you got to have a better motor, so that motor came out and we bought up a whole new engine, which is a 355 motor, and that goes a lot better than it used to. And then we had to do the trans and the diff. Saw some Recaro seats on Facebook, so I brought those, and then the whole interior got redone, so pretty much everything got redone the second stage, just to make it look more like a tough street car.
The Aussie theme continues in the North Fleet with 3 cars next in line. Due for a makeover apparently means different things to different people. The Torana Hatch looks pretty sweet to us, but Pete insists it's due for some love after years of service. Same goes for the HQ, with things about to get a bit serious here.
Yeah, it's another one on the list to be chopped up. Sort of puts out quite a good amount of power, and as it is as a street car, it's not that practical, so we're going to put some big feet under it and still keep it street legal with certification and stuff. Enter that in a few events as well, but just put some nice big rubber on the road so it's not quite as lethal driving around.
With an XR Fairmont for Mrs. North due back any day from the paint shop too, this family shed will be the scene for plenty more family bonding to an automotive backdrop. And Pete's hoping that's for generations to come.
Hopefully not too soon, but when he has kids of his own, whether it be a girl or a boy, hopefully they follow the same footsteps and we can go a few generations of old rusty cars in the background and shiny bits of chrome still hanging around. We'll have it in the bedroom if we have to. There's always room for cars, trust me.